Let's talk about the rain over the southeast and what a time it has been here into Biloxi with that shower activity over you and the heaviest stuff offshore. And in Jackson across central Mississippi, a lot of heavy rain for you. A flash flood warning out just to the south into Hazelhurst. Again, these thunderstorms moving, just not moving that fast here. And we even have the possibility for a few thunderstorms to continue to develop as we go through the next few hours. Rainfall amounts south of Jackson almost up to 2 inches in just 6 hours. So that could certainly lead to some flash flooding. Again, the current look at the radar here shows those scattered showers across the south, and then the line of strong thunderstorms continuing to go into Fort Worth and right along 35W here across North Texas. We've had numerous reports of wind gusts now in downtown Fort Worth. A report of a wind gust up to 60, almost 60 miles an hour. Again, winds, damaging winds, a great possibility here. And just within a few minutes, we've seen this tower cam over the Trinity River in Fort Worth. We can barely see anything because that rain has been so heavy as it's moving in.
And you know, Jennifer, sometimes they actually turn on the tornado sirens to warn for very gusty winds. We had that around Aledo as we had those wind gusts clocked up to near 80 miles per hour. And, you know, even though there's not a tornado warning, sometimes they will have those sirens on because you need to get inside. If you hear the warnings, even if you know there's not a tornado warning, you need to get inside a sturdy building, treat it as if it were a tornado warning, because the damage from those straight line winds at that speed could be very similar. And
we certainly hope that everybody in Fort Worth and throughout Tarrant County has found a safe shelter right now. We did have reports of Globe Life Park being the folks in there for a concert. That's the Texas Rangers park, having to go inside. The Rangers weren't playing there, but they are going inside because of a concert that was going on this evening. We're still looking at Fort Worth at that heavy rain and that strong thunderstorm that's coming right over you now. But farther to the north, we're seeing up into Norman, Oklahoma, and over towards Moore and Midwest City, a severe thunderstorm warning out as those thunderstorms have been producing. We've had reports in Colony up to ping pong size hail. So hail and gusty winds, a huge concern here with these line of thunderstorms across Oklahoma and into Texas.
If you are just tuning in, we are monitoring the severe weather threat here on the Weather Channel from Oklahoma and Kansas southward into Texas. These are the areas that you need to be on guard tonight. Severe thunderstorm watches are in effect here across portions of central Texas, up through Oklahoma, and into portions of Kansas. We have tornado watches as well. These for portions of western Oklahoma, back toward the Texas Panhandle, and even up into Kansas, Colorado, and Nebraska. Earlier in the day, we had tornadoes, at least one tornado reported there in northeastern Colorado. Those thunderstorms continuing to move on now into Nebraska. But by far, the strongest thunderstorms that we're seeing right now are right there in portions of Texas, moving into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. A highly populated area with some very gusty winds, possibly damaging winds, moving into Fort Worth even as we speak, Jennifer.
And we're going to continue to watch for the heavy rain threat with this as well. So once the stronger part of the storm passes by, you may not want to head out just yet because that rain is going to continue for the area. This is a live look over the Trinity River in Fort Worth, where a severe thunderstorm is going right over the heart of the city. We've had reports of wind gusts almost up to 60 miles an hour within the past 10 minutes. So again, damaging winds, a good possibility. Back towards the west in Aledo, we've had reports of power lines being knocked down because of the strong winds, and even a few roofs damaged. That's what the fire department was telling us in Aledo from the strong winds that came through. So again, severe thunderstorms across Tarrant County right now with that heaviest rain going right into the heart of the Fort Worth area. Here we've had a few reports back over towards Benbrook, just west, southwest of Fort Worth and Benbrook, some gusty winds as well, Nick.
A 75-mile-per-hour wind gust, though, in Granbury. 70 to 80-mile-per-hour winds, a steady downpour in Granbury. And you mentioned the heavy rainfall from these thunderstorms, Jennifer. We now have flash flood warnings back toward the west of the Fort Worth area where these thunderstorms have moved through. So we've got wind damage, we've got possible flooding, we've got water over roadways. This is not a time that you want to be out. There are those flash flood warnings back there toward the west. Look at the 3-hour rainfall. And, you know, frankly, some of this fell really at about an hour there from, say, east of Breckenridge over toward Mineral Wells and eastward there just off toward the west of Fort Worth.
Yeah, some good heavy rainfall. Unfortunately, you don't need the gusty winds and the damaging winds and even the hail. We're going to continue to follow these storms across North Texas and Oklahoma. We're going to have a short break here and then come back with a live look at the radar, so stay with us.
Lennox makes the quietest system you can find. So even though it's the most powerful force in your home, it won't sound like it is.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
Hey neighbor, get rid of unwelcome grass and weeds with expert advice and the right products at your neighborhood Ace, like Roundup Weed and Grass Killer, only $13.99 after $4 instant savings. Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Sorry.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn. Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green, live life outside.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
I'm here to test myself.
This is really pushing my limits.
I'll see you on the other side.
It's the moment of truth right here.
Naked and Afraid, Discovery's groundbreaking hit, returns Sunday at 10.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with K9 Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. K9 Advantix 2, for the love of dog. To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with K9 Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. K9 Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
It's the Suit and Tie event now at Men's Warehouse. Select suits are on sale for $199.99. All ties, 3 for $75. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Only at Men's Warehouse.
The Fiat 500 isn't alone anymore. It's part of a big Italian family.
The amazing, delicious cinnamon and sugar taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and cold milk. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Crave those crazy squares.
We all enter this world with a shout. Robert! And we see no reason to stop. So CVS Health is creating industry-leading programs and tools that help people stay on medicines as their doctors prescribed. It could help save tens of thousands of lives every year. And that would be something worth shouting about. CVS Health, because health is everything.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a vitamin verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended letter vitamin brand.
Constant Contact makes it easier than ever to connect with customers using all the best email marketing tools, like online promotions and email newsletters, so you can help your small business do more business. Try email marketing free at ConstantContact.com.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? The Weather Channel just gave them their own TV show.
Gonna be awesome!
Sunday nights.
Come on, wind! I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
This is perfect!
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
This is incredible! Failure's not an option.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
We got a problem, Houston.
Brainstormers, Sunday nights at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Although they are so bizarre, they seem like science fiction. Black holes actually exist. And some scientists warn that a massive black hole could swallow the planet.
A black hole is an object which has become so dense that not even light can escape its gravitational pull.
The center of a black hole is almost unimaginably small and infinitely dense. Any object, including a planet, that encounters a black hole is sucked into it and literally disappears. If a black hole were to wander into our solar system, its intense gravitational pull would wreak havoc on Earth, causing mega earthquakes and super volcanoes.
We continue to break into your regularly scheduled programming to bring you the very dangerous wind story that's coming into the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex right now. You see how dark those clouds are. Very heavy rainfall, lots of lightning, and wind gusts that could be 60 miles per hour and more coming into Fort Worth even as we speak.
And this is a live look at Fort Worth. Busy thunderstorms are pushing off to the east. So Dallas, you're underneath a severe thunderstorm warning as well. Let's get the latest on these storms and also the ones up in Oklahoma from our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes.
Thanks, Jennifer. And we've just had a 66-mile-per-hour wind gust measured at the Fort Worth airport. So these storms are packing 50 to 70 mile-per-hour gusts, perhaps plus. Could be doing some damage. Trees and power lines down, power outages. Grab the flashlights, folks. It's going to get dark pretty soon. You may need them in some communities. Let's take a look. Line of thunderstorms, most severe coming through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but the line goes all the way down to west of Austin. We'll have to keep an eye there. And broken part of the line up into the area now just to the east of Norman, into the Oklahoma City metro area. Probably the worst part of that coming right across downtown Fort Worth right now. Behind that, can you see how it sort of wraps into the comma head, like the comma punctuation mark? Well, that part of the line goes more slowly. So flash flood warning there for Parker County, and that will probably extend east into Tarrant County. The line, though, comes into Dallas, Ellis, and Tarrant counties, and even up into Denton County. We have severe thunderstorm warning as this bow echo is really charging east at 55 miles per hour across the area. There is lightning all the way from Denton to Fort Worth down to Hillsboro and coming into the Waco area, so lightning can be a deadly threat as well. That slow-moving part of the bow that I talked about has given places, radar estimates, over 3 inches of rain, and that's heading east into the Fort Worth, especially the northern side of the Fort Worth metro area. And that bow echo coming across now with 66 miles per hour at Fort Worth is heading into Arlington, 747, Dallas, 808, the Ennis area, getting off to the east then after we get 820, 830 off to the east side of the Dallas area. So taking a look then up into the Oklahoma City metro area, same kind of thing, a little bit smaller scale. 50-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts there, marching across now parts of the counties, Cleveland, Oklahoma, and Pottawatomie counties, east of Norman, the southeast side of the Oklahoma City area. And look at it charging east here. That's the worst part of it. Bethel Acres, that's about 750, Shawnee 759, and then continuing off toward the north and east, you see the times at the lower right. So these are storms that are on the leading edge of that upper low that we've been talking about that is still spinning, but there's another feature that's coming in, and that is going to give it a little bit of a kick. And so tomorrow, the severe weather threat will move east toward the Mississippi River Valley. But we still have ongoing severe weather. Let's go back now to Jennifer and Nick for more on that.
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. The Dallas-Fort Worth area, of course, bracing for those gusty winds, and now both areas under warnings for severe weather. And the skies, we didn't think they could get any darker here on this shot from Fort Worth over the Trinity River, but it looks like those skies have really darkened. And, of course, we've got lots of rain pouring out there, Jennifer.
And hopefully everybody is getting to some safe places right now. A few cars still out on the roads, but this thunderstorm is going to be pushing to the east. And what is the east of Fort Worth? Well, that is where we find Dallas. Right now, it doesn't look too bad, but you can see just off towards the west, we're starting to see those clouds really darken up, and we're expecting that thunderstorm to move into Dallas very shortly. Again, Fort Worth, you're dealing with the heavy rainfall. As Dr. Forrest is mentioning, we had a gust up to 66 miles an hour within the past 20 minutes in Fort Worth at the airport there. And this is going to continue to push to the east. So again, we're looking out into Arlington, the DFW area, Grapevine, Irving, over towards Plano, Dallas, within the next 20 minutes.
And the reports are starting to come in now of damage. Trees uprooted just southwest of Crowley and Tarrant County, so it's a widespread. Damage will continue after a short break.
If you're an adult with type 2 diabetes and your A1C is not at goal with certain diabetes pills or daily insulin, your doctor may be talking about adding medication to help lower your A1C. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Once-a-week Tanzium is an injectable prescription medicine that may improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes, along with diet and exercise. Once-a-week Tanzium works by helping your body release its own natural insulin when it's needed. Tanzium is not recommended as the first medicine to treat diabetes or in people with severe stomach or intestinal problems. Tanzium is not insulin. It is not used to treat type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis and has not been studied with mealtime insulin. Do not take Tanzium if you or your family have a history of medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you're allergic to Tanzium or any of its ingredients. Stop using Tanzium and call your doctor right away if you experience symptoms of an allergic reaction, which may include itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. If you have signs of pancreatitis, such as severe stomach pain that will not go away and may move to your back, with or without vomiting. Or if you have symptoms of thyroid cancer, which include a lump or swelling in your neck, hoarseness, trouble swallowing, or shortness of breath. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions and all medicines you're taking, and if you're nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Taking Tanzium with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects with Tanzium include diarrhea, nausea, injection site reactions, cough, back pain, and cold or flu symptoms. Some serious side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney failure. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Go to Tanzium.com to learn if you may be eligible to receive Tanzium free for 12 months. Make every week a Tanzium week.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
Wow, sweet new Subaru, huh, Mitch? Yep. You're selling the Mitchmobile? Man, we had a lot of good times in this baby. What's your dad want for it? Like 150 grand. 200 if they want that tape deck. You're not gonna tell your dad about the time my hamster had babies in the back seat, are you? That's just normal wear and tear, dude.
Subaru has the highest resale value of any brand, according to Kelley Blue Book. And Mitch. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
If you're not happy with how your allergy medicine treats your congestion, rethink relief with Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Unlike antihistamines that target only one cause of your symptoms, Nasacort stops more, relieving the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for 24 hours. It's non-addictive and has no harsh taste, and unlike Flonase, it's scent and alcohol-free. And it's available over the counter at full prescription strength. Rethink your relief with Nasacort. It stops more of what makes you miserable.
Earth is unique among the planets in its ability to support life. In many ways, the entire planet is a living thing. But all living things must eventually die. Earth may be able to avoid any catastrophic events that would destroy the world, but inevitably, it will perish, along with the sun and the rest of the solar system. The sun is about 4.5 billion years old, and it has consumed about half of its nuclear fuel.
The sun right now is roughly a middle-aged star. It's about halfway through its normal, stable existence. In about 5 billion years, the sun will start becoming a red giant. It'll grow much more powerful in brightness.
Well.
We are continuing to follow severe weather in North Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area being inundated with lightning, rain, and the big story is the very gusty and damaging winds. We've had wind gusts as much as 75 miles per hour now in Arlington, Texas. This from a train spotter. And the sirens are going off there, not because there's necessarily a tornado, just because there's possible damaging straight-line winds. But Jennifer, we might even see the possibility of a tornado yet.
Yes, they're talking about the potential north of Fort Worth, up near Trophy Club, Flower Mound, Highland Village. Again, this takes us up into southern Denton County, but a possible tornado, and they're really just looking at those strong gusty winds. So even if you don't see or have a tornado there, there's the good chance that you're going to get damaging winds. We were talking about more than 70 mile an hour winds down near Arlington.
You need to really act as if this is a tornado warning. But, you know, get to the interior room of your house, the lowest level of your home, a basement if you've got it there. Stay away from the windows for sure.
That's right. It's going through Tarrant County right now. It's pushing to the east. We're concerned with Dallas County as well as into Ellis County and even farther to the north up towards Plano and Frisco. You're going to eventually see those strong winds come your way as well.
Look at the thunderstorm wind damage we've already had reports of in Crowley. Trees uprooted just southwest of Crowley in Tarrant County. And very gusty winds. There's that 75 mile per hour wind gust in Arlington. That's at I-20 and Green Oaks Boulevard there, just on the southwest side of town.
And Nick, we just got in up near Flower Mound. The sirens are going off in Flower Mound. That is just to the north of DFW, the airport there. And it's really being sounded for the wind potential and maybe even area of circulation. So again, get inside. If you're over Grapevine Lake or out towards the Flower Mound area, Highland Village, and over towards Trophy Club for that possible wind damage or maybe even a very small tornado coming through. We're looking north of Richland Hills. We're up towards north of DFW for the greatest threat for the wind right now.
If you live in Dallas or any of the suburbs surrounding Dallas there, you need to be on your guard and get inside and get your flashlights handy too. There's probably going to be power outages. Those wind gusts are going to be moving your way very closely. 8:17, this thunderstorm will be into Dallas by 8:31 at Garland, in Plano around 8:36, and in Terrell by 8:50 p.m.
And we have been getting reports of power flashes across the Metroplex, so don't be surprised with this thunderstorm coming through. If you see the flashes of power going through, we've also gotten some flood warnings out of Denton County, so a lot of heavy rain. We'll continue to bring you the latest, so don't go anywhere.
That's roughly 200,000 times that of Earth. So it'll be really, really dense. A tiny amount of it would weigh many tons.
All that will be left is the hot core of the sun, but it will be too late for Earth. Everything will have already been fried, and all that will be left of Earth is just a cinder of rock.
In the end, Earth will have used up all its lucky breaks. This may seem like a dismal fate for the planet, but it won't happen for a very long time.
The Earth has existed for billions of years and has many hundreds of millions of years in the future. We humans have been here for 500,000. We are just a blink of the eye in the history of this planet. We need to keep that in mind when we think about what is our role. What can we contribute? What can we learn from studying this Earth?
We have uncovered a remarkable planet, a world of extreme weather, alien landscapes, and bizarre phenomena. is the most complex system we know of in the universe. That planet is Earth. And we are only beginning to unlock its secrets. Earth is being invaded by aliens. From the swamps of Florida, where many believe a hurricane let loose a monster.
There's one up ahead there. That's a python. It's a big one, too.
To a Frankenfish cruising the Potomac.
There it is. There's a huge one.
Wild hogs tearing up the state of Texas.
They can consume just about anything that they can get their mouth on.
If you are just tuning into the Weather Channel, we have a damaging wind problem here around the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Already wind gusts have exceeded 75 miles per hour in places, and they could go higher. We've had trees uprooted, no doubt power outages. On top of that, flash flooding. Very heavy rainfall around the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex right now. You can see the dark clouds over Fort Worth there on the live picture.
Yeah, just north of Fort Worth up in Roanoke, half an inch of rain in a short amount of time. So flooding a huge concern. Even if the wind's passing you by, you don't want to go out and drive around in it with the heavy rainfall still coming down. Again, we are continuing to follow these storms not only in Fort Worth and Dallas, but up across Oklahoma. And we're going to continue to look at these storms as we go through the night, the threat for severe weather. We want to find out a little bit more about the timing of these storms, how quickly they'll get into Dallas. Let's bring in our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes.
Thanks, Jennifer. And we're getting reports now at Benbrook when this thing really began to push into the southwest side of the Fort Worth area. Numerous trees snapped. It may be weakening just a little bit, but we're still getting lots of reports in branches that are being blown down, and some of those are falling onto power lines, so there could be widespread power outages as this big line of thunderstorms rolls across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Farther south as it goes toward Austin, it's not severe at this time. We'll continue to monitor that. And now just to the east of the Oklahoma City area, another one of these bow echoes. Here's the north part of the line. It comes down, takes a bit of a dog leg, and then the real main bow echo goes through. The part coming through Denton is moving a little bit slower. You could get some 1-inch hail and some damaging gusts in Denton County there. You're under severe thunderstorm warning. And the area in between near Flower Mound, you could have all of the above, including a flash flooding, as the storm is widest at this point and probably slowing down in some of these areas. The big bow echo runs now from the north side of Fort Worth down into Arlington and continuing a bit down farther to the south. Dallas, Ellis, and Tarrant counties, you have severe thunderstorm warnings. There has been an estimated gust of 75 miles per hour at Arlington, 66 miles per hour measured about a half hour ago at Fort Worth. So that's what we're dealing with here as this line of thunderstorms now coming across just east of I-35, east of the Cleburne area, and then down into the Hillsborough area where it begins to apparently weaken just a little bit. Lots of lightning with this, so the lightning can sometimes blow out transformers as well. Get indoors, get away from the windows. Don't touch any of the electrical appliances or plumbing because of the lightning, and of course away from the windows because you can have flying debris that breaks them and injures you. There's a lot of heavy rain in parts of this. The part that I talked about, that dog leg that's slowing down a little bit or rains longer. Some estimates from radar here, 2 to 3 inches could fall in a very short time period, and that's continuing up toward that north side of Fort Worth to Keller. Here's the time bow that I'm talking about there, the backward C. So Irving, a few minutes, 8:15 to you. Dallas downtown, 8:24, and then heading toward Plano and Terrell and Greenville as it goes across the east suburbs as late as there, 9:20, as I was showing in that estimate. Then a smaller bow echo that's rolling across now the east side of the Oklahoma City metro area, continuing on. Pretty well-defined little bow there, coming just to the northwest of Shawnee now. Cleveland, Oklahoma, and Pottawatomie counties with severe thunderstorm warnings again for strong winds. So from around Harrah right now and getting close to Shawnee and Tecumseh about 8:07, 8:11, and then continuing up toward Chandler at 8:29, that damaging wind gust threat. So it is a stormy night in many places. There are more thunderstorms farther to the west in Oklahoma that might again run into some of these these same areas a few hours from now. So we'll continue to keep an eye on the south central parts of Texas as well as the state of Oklahoma and other locations. Let's go back now to Jennifer and Nick, and they'll talk a little bit more about some of those.
Yeah, we've had numerous reports of damaging winds around portions of central Texas, and obviously we're going to need our flashlights tonight. Avoid the candles. That could be a fire hazard. power outages could last for a while.
Yeah, some good advice there. We do have the threat as we go through the next few hours with the severe thunderstorm watches in place for Dallas, across North Texas, all the way down towards the Hill Country. And these go up until around 10 o'clock this evening. And then up into Oklahoma City, we also have the threat for severe thunderstorms through the night. A few tornado watches, western Oklahoma into the eastern half of the panhandle of Texas, and another tornado watch up across North Platte and western portions of Nebraska and northwestern Kansas. So again, the potential's here for a few isolated tornadoes. Fort Worth, you've also had a lot of heavy rainfall and a lot of strong winds, even reports of trees being knocked down, or limbs at least being knocked down in the stockyards there in downtown Fort Worth.
They had an event going on tonight there at Globe Life Park. That's where the Texas Rangers play there in Arlington. And they've evacuated that stadium, at least trying to get everybody under shelters as much as possible. Spotters near the area are reporting very gusty winds there in the Arlington area of around 60 miles per hour. And of course, Jennifer, as we heard earlier there along Interstate 20 and Green Oaks Boulevard, we had a wind gust estimated at 75 miles per hour. That's why you hear the sirens going off. We're treating this like a tornado warning, or at least the emergency managers are, because you know, you can get winds equal to at least an EF0 tornado with these straight line winds coming in to the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All over the Metroplex, we have had numerous reports of winds. Now over in South Lake, within the past 10 minutes, a wind gust up to 70 miles an hour. So Dallas, right now, you're still being able to see outside, but all that heavy rain and those strong gusty winds are coming towards you. Look out into Dallas, down to the south, into Waxahachie for those strong winds to come through within the next few minutes.
We will continue to break into your regularly scheduled programming as needed. Stay with us here on the Weather Channel.
These difficult-to-hunt snakes are themselves brutally effective hunters.
We got teeth all along right there, and on the inside too. They're mostly covered by mucous membranes now, so they're hard to see, but lots of teeth.
When a Burmese python bites down, rows of backward-facing teeth seize and hold the prey, preventing escape, while the snake slowly begins to swallow it whole. Moving in for the kill, the python reveals why it belongs to the family of snakes known as constrictors.
If I was a prey item, this is what it would be feeling like as he's trying to take me out in order to eat. They bite the animal, they throw the coils around, they start to constrict, shutting off the blood supply and the oxygen supply to the brain. Then they get swallowed whole and slowly digested. And there he goes across the windpipe. Jules?
We have tried trapping the pythons unsuccessfully. No one so far has been able to develop a trap that can attract pythons. So right now, we don't have anything in our toolkit as invasion biologists to be able to manage the population.
To date, the only effective control tactic is the small army of volunteer hunters who cruise the roads from the edge of the Miami suburbs to the deepest parts of the Everglades.
We've been out here for a couple hours and no pythons yet. They're usually a late night animal. Oh, there's a python. That's a python. It's a big one too.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
TruGreen presents The Yardleys.
Hello? Oh, the pizza's here. Hey, come on in.
Right.
Whoa! Lose the sneakers, pal. Kind of a thing.
It is.
Spring is on. Start your TruGreen lawn plan today. TruGreen. Live life outside.
He says she's an undisciplined overwaterer. She claims he's a cruel underwaterer. With Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix, plants only get water when they need it. Fight ended or shifted. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
This kid makes stains like crazy, so we got our new HE washing machine, but it took forever.
Turns out it wasn't the machine, it was our detergent. So we switched to Tide Turbo Clean. Now we get way cleaner clothes, way faster.
HE Turbo Clean. 6 times the cleaning power in half the time.
Tomorrow at 9.
One man's trash
Get to work.
is another man's totally awesome beer can space heater.
Hi.
Brainstormers. Tomorrow at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
An army of animal invaders is marching on ecosystems across planet Earth. When humans relocate creatures from their native range to a new habitat with similar weather, the damage can be catastrophic. In Florida's Everglades, the largest invader is the Burmese python. And the best way to catch one is night hunting on park roads.
Oh. There's a python. That's a python. It's a big one, too. This is a subadult. It could be an adult male Burmese python, but it's probably an immature female. With a python, you have two ends. You have the end that tries to bite you, and you have the end that, ooh.
We continue to break into your regularly scheduled programming to bring you the wind damage and the threat for more here around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is a picture taken earlier as thunderstorms rolled into Fort Worth with wind gusts exceeding 60 miles per hour.
And we've had a lot of heavy rainfall, in fact, more than a half an inch, so flooding is a possibility. Throughout the Metroplex, we have had numerous reports of power flashes. The latest one coming out of Louisville. Watch out for those strong winds, the potential for even damaging winds. The range has been anywhere from 60 to 70 miles an hour across the Metroplex, and that certainly could knock down some tree limbs and create those power flashes through the area. So again, Dallas, it is getting closer to you. Fort Worth, the city, you're now out of the severe thunderstorm warning, but throughout Dallas County and up into Collin County, that's McKinney and Plano, you're underneath the severe thunderstorm warning.
Let's head to the lab right now. That's where we find our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. And Dr. Forbes, even though there are no tornado warnings on these thunderstorms, we're saying that we really need to treat them as if maybe there were.
Yeah, there could be some localized gusts that are equivalent of weak tornadoes, but the problem with this is that the extent of this big gust front system is much, much bigger than the individual tornado. It's the whole Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, so there could be many, many subdivisions that are going to have some trees and power lines down, maybe some power outages, much wider than we would get from an individual tornado that would be coming through the Metroplex. So not as intense damage as an intense tornado, but more widespread. Perhaps. Let's take a look. The entire Metroplex area, at least the east half of it now, is covered by severe thunderstorm warnings, as well as areas just to the east of Oklahoma City and off to the west in Oklahoma. The gust front, by the way, the leading edge of those strong winds is just about right over downtown Dallas right now. We'll come back and take a look at the tower cam from there in a minute, but Denton County, you're under severe thunderstorm warning. There's a little bit of a kink. There really had been originally two lines of thunderstorms that have merged, and that merger point is coming near Flower Mound right now. So some of that area is there. North suburbs of Fort Worth and Dallas could get a lot of heavy rain because of the wider part of the line there. It'll continue to slide down to the south here. See that charging part, the southern part of the two lines that merge has been the fast moving one, and that is a severe thunderstorm warning for Dallas, Ellis, and Tarrant counties. And in Ellis County, there's been a measured gust of 67 miles per hour at Midlothian. I'm getting estimated gusts 70 mile per hour at South Lake. Got a measured gust 66 at Fort Worth, estimated 75 in Arlington. So these storms mean business, and they continue down to I-35 east here, east and northeast of Hillsborough, heading toward Ennis in that Ellis County region. So taking, whoops, that's the wrong radar. I wonder why that one came in there. Well, I'll fix that one up. I'll just slide the radar over to here, and we'll look at the Dallas radar from that one. Here you see that the Dallas radar is Dallas location is right about here. There's Fort Worth. There's Dallas. The HD radar symbol is covering it. That's why I can't see it in my telestrator, so I'll back it off a little bit. There's what I wanted to show. Dallas right there. Can you see this little gray line? That's the gust front. That's the leading edge of the fast winds. And so let's take a look at the Dallas tower cam, because I think we might have a shelf cloud. Yes, you could see it right behind there, just behind that green lit building. You can see the beginning is of that shelf cloud with the gust front that's moving right into Dallas. So over the course of the next 10 minutes or so, you're going to see a strong wind gust. In fact, you can probably see the tower begin to shake there as the gusty winds are probably beginning to move in. So that is what is happening in the Dallas area, downtown Dallas right now. I'm going to slide my radar down and we'll go back to that and see here that area of Midlothian is right in here. So probably the strongest winds now are in this part of the line. And if I show you the wind velocities from the Doppler radar, all the reds now are the ones that are going away from the radar off to the east. And so there are very strong winds in little surges, especially coming across Waxahachie here, for example, maybe another near DeSoto and Red Oak, that are giving very strong winds. So continuing in the left to watch the Dallas tower cam, continuing on the right here to monitor some of the radar. And of course, the lightning is not tremendous in the northern half of the Metroplex here. It's a lot higher in that Ellis County part, and then continuing down to the east of the Hillsborough area. But there could be some power outages due to lightning, and of course when thunder roars, go indoors and keep away from the windows in this case, and then watch out for flooding because of some very heavy rain coming in, especially the north half of the Metroplex as well. So let's go back now to the studio. Very dangerous storms in progress in the Metroplex area.
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. We continue to get in reports from the area. Now, reports of several large trees down in Crowley in Tarrant County, and winds over 65 miles per hour headed toward Red Oak in northern Ellis County.
All right, so it's coming across 35E. Very shortly, it's going to be into the Dallas area. It's just off to your west going through Irving. So again, look out for the gusty winds, and the average has been anywhere from 60 to 70 mile-an-hour winds, damaging winds expected here.
We will continue after a short break to track these thunderstorms and bring you the latest on the wind threat here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, some clouds. A stray thunderstorm is possible. Low 74. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 91. Chance of rain 30%. Sunday night, scattered showers or thunderstorms. Low 75. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes too. Canine Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Hey Mike, it's Lucy from LifeLock. Good news. We just learned your case is closed and your stolen retirement funds are finally being restored.
Lucy, wow. That 401k is 2 years in the mailroom, 10 in customer service, and the last 5 as sales director.
That's some resume.
Try raising teenagers.
You only have one identity. Protect it with the best. LifeLock.
From coast to coast, in every state, People all across the nation are learning something new. That the best way to protect their cars, trucks, and SUVs is with WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Front, back, even up the sides. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
You guys, I think she's here. She's here.
Is that her?
No, Valerie said she's driving a Buick.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him.
Wow. This is nice.
Now get sign and drive leases across the entire 2015 Buick lineup. Like this Buick Encore for around $199 per month on vehicles in stock the longest.
Our first trip to Sandals, and he forgets his wallet. What are we gonna do now? So, we didn't need the wallet. Maybe I should apologize to him. Well, let's not get carried away.
Save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Attention Xarelto users. If you've suffered serious internal bleeding, including bleeding of the brain or gastrointestinal system after taking Xarelto, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. The blood-thinning drug Xarelto has been linked to an increased risk of serious bleeding in some patients.
We know you have questions. Call now for answers.
If you suffered serious internal bleeding or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto,
call Ferrer Perot in Wandsboro, 800-288-8569.
Along 100 miles of Maryland's Potomac River, the northern snakehead is one of the most destructive animal invaders. When the snakehead invasion was first reported in the media, rumors spread about a fish that walked on land and hunted dogs and cats. Low-budget horror films gave snakeheads supernatural powers.
What the hell is that?
Snakeheads have no magical powers, but in addition to the ability to breathe atmospheric oxygen, they can traverse on land for short distances, allowing them to survive.
Regular programming to bring you the latest on the wind damage threat around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. In fact, throughout Central Texas, we're seeing the threat of damaging winds up and down the I-35 corridor.
And there you see the two big cities across the Metroplex. Fort Worth, we're finally able to see the skyline again, although the rain is still coming down. Dallas, we can see your skyline as well, but sandwiched in between, we have this intense line of thunderstorms that has been producing lots of wind damage. We've had winds up to 70 miles an hour. It's knocked down several tree branches. The latest has been branches about 2 inches in diameter in Arlington near Joe Pool Lake. So those are those gusty winds expected to move into Dallas within the minute coming across the city.
And if you look closely, Jennifer, you can see the lightning there on the camera. Plus, the camera's shaking a little bit. These cameras are locked down pretty well, but you get wind gusts of this velocity in the 60-mile-per-hour range or more, you're going to see some shaking there. So you want to be indoors, into a sturdy building, into your home, and even sort of treating this as a tornado warning. Even though there are no tornado warnings out, you might have heard the sirens going off simply because of the very massive winds coming through over such a widespread area in this line that extends really up into Oklahoma and southward all the way south of Waco.
Yeah, we've been getting numerous reports of power flashes because of those strong winds, and that was across the Metroplex. So again, Dallas, it's coming close to you. And Nick, it's also been south of Dallas that we've been concerned about, into the Waxahachie area for the threat for those strong gusty winds. And that is over 35E, if you're familiar with that area, going towards 45. So it's coming closer towards you in Corsicana. And now is the time in Corsicana and Navarre County to get into some safe safe shelter with the potential for damaging winds coming through.
Look at all the reports of winds. We've had at least 24 storm reports just in the last several minutes. Some of these are flash flood reports. Some of them are hail. But many of them, thunderstorm wind damage, wind gusts, and even a possible tornado there earlier. So we've got all kinds of threats here. And as the storms move into the Dallas area right now, it's leaving behind areas of very heavy rain back toward the west of Fort Worth. That's where we have the flash flood warnings. We've had 3 inches of rain and more fall in a short amount of time. Some areas are reporting as much as a ½ an inch to 2/3 of an inch just in a half hour or less.
You can see it's inching its way into Dallas right now. It's just off to your west over into Irving, Las Colinas, Grand Prairie, Arlington. A lot of heavy rainfall, but out ahead of that line of red, that intense heavy rain, we're seeing those strong winds come through. This is the latest from our lightning tracker, and over towards Cochran Hill, just towards the south and southwest of Dallas. That is where we're getting already a lot of lightning being reported. And again, lightning, heavy rainfall, and the potential for the strong damaging winds as it pushes towards the east.
Up toward the Denton County area, we've seen strong gusty winds as well. The Trophy Club area has seen a church steeple collapsed in those winds. And we could see those winds moving into Dallas by 8:27, into Garland by 8:42, by 9:08 into Terrell, Greenville by 9:27, and Commerce by 9:46 Central Time.
All right, looking a little bit to the south. Again, Waco, those stronger storms have passed off to your east and to your south, but a lot of heavy rain for you. And it's coming into the 45 corridor. So here we are in Corsicana towards Richmond. And again, a severe thunderstorm warnings out for Kearns and Rice as these strong thunderstorms come through. Wind speeds, they've been having a history up to 70 miles an hour, and that's knocked out lots of trees, or at least the branches, and a lot of power flashes as well.
We'll keep you updated after this short break. We'll be back with more.
Introducing the new Can-Am Spyder F3. With a cruising riding position and the most advanced vehicle stability system in the industry, you'll ride with a feeling of complete freedom and confidence. Visit your Can-Am Spyder dealer and test drive one today. The new Spyder F3. Riding has evolved. The Ready to Ride sales event is on now. Get a 3-year extended warranty and save up to $2,000.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
I recommend Nature Made fish oil because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a product verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended fish oil brand.
Smile, Kevin. Spring? Well, flowers are for girls. Come on. I'm gonna go check on the flowers. Thought flowers were for girls. Yeah, they are.
Take on the joys of spring with low prices you can trust every day at Walmart.
My feet felt so heavy at the end of the day.
They used to get really tired.
Until I started gelling.
I got Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
When they're in my shoes, my feet and legs feel less tired.
It's like walking on a wave.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
I'm a believer.
Joseph A. Bank presents Your Choice, Your Savings. Purchase 1 suit and receive 3 additional suits free. Plus, all traveler shirts are 3 for $99 through Tuesday. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
I'm here to test myself.
This is really pushing my limits.
I'll see you on the other side.
It's the moment of truth right here.
Naked and Afraid, Discovery's groundbreaking hit, returns Sunday at 10.
Who says desirable can't also be responsible? With 46 standard safety features, the Lexus RX is proof that fun can be good for you. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Photos are great for capturing your world, and now they can transform it. With the new Angie's List app, you can get projects done in a snap. Take a photo of your project or just tell us what you need done, and Angie's List will find a top-rated provider to do the job.
Start your project for free today.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop!
Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
My Tempur-Pedic made me fall in love with mornings again.
And I love how it conforms to my body. With Tempur-Pedic, the whole bed is comfortable.
The best thing we ever did for ourselves is helping to keep us young.
Visit your local retailer and feel the Tempur-Pedic difference for yourself.
At this moment on planet Earth, some 50,000 invasive animals and plants are outcompeting native species and threatening ecosystems. But not every animal invader triggers ecological chaos. One is a highly prized part of our food supply.
A great example of a beneficial invasive species, the European honeybee. They're not native to the United States. They were brought here 500 years ago for the honey that they make to eat and the wax that they make candles with.
What we have now is the replacement of the European bee genotype by another invasive genotype.
The new genotype is the Africanized or killer bee.
It's about 8:31 in Dallas, and that's where we're seeing strong thunderstorms moving through the area. You see the lightning flashes on the live picture and the dark clouds. Very gusty winds with these thunderstorms moving through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex this evening. I'm Nick Walker along with Jennifer Lopez, and we are breaking into your regularly scheduled programming to bring you the latest on these storms.
Yeah, it's a line of thunderstorms we've been tracking all the way to the west of Fort Worth, and then it came through Tarrant County, and now it is right over Dallas. In fact, let's go back into Fort Worth and we can show you some video. Wow, those big lightning bolts that were going through the city. We have had not just a lot of lightning, but a lot of heavy rainfall from this one line of thunderstorms. And Nick, we have gotten so many reports of wind gusts up to 60 to 70 miles an hour across the area.
And the reports continue to come in. I mean, we're getting numerous reports. There it is again, the lightning. Wow. And we're getting the reports of the wind gusts exceeding 70 miles per hour, reports of a roof damaged, several trees just uprooted or snapped off, and even in Denton County in North Texas, a church steeple collapsing as a result of those gusty winds.
And now it is Dallas as that heavy rain is moving in. Again, watch out for the strong gusty winds from Dallas all the way to the south as well, down towards Waxahachie and Midlothian. Gusty winds for you. And then into the north, up into Collin County, McKinney, Frisco. The heavy wind is coming your way as well. We want to get the latest on this line of thunderstorms from our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes.
Boy, Jennifer, that video from Fort Worth from earlier really showed a gust front, a shelf cloud that was plowing in there. There you see it with that lowest part that's just right up at the top of the buildings there. You see that lowest part of the cloud. It's like a snow plow plowing its way in from the back of the screen toward you, toward the camera person at that location. And that kind of a shelf cloud is moving now just to across the Dallas area, as we can see that a very fine line that marks the leading edge of the gust front. The strong gusty winds that are, the shelf cloud is right above those. Nice lightning bolt showing up there. All right, so let's take a look at the big picture here. This is part of a solid line of thunderstorms that goes from the Red River there in the Oklahoma border down into Dallas, and then non-severe as it goes a little bit farther to the south, but then there's a severe warning in the areas not too far away from Austin, Texas. So we'll take a look at the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and then the Austin areas in this particular segment. So big, now a comma-shaped bow echo of thunderstorms with the Flower Mound, Plano area being the north end of that. So coming out of Denton County into Collin County, maybe some 1-inch hail. There's been some reports of that. Could be wind-blown hail, may break windows, as well as these 60-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, you can even see on this course radar the green line here. That's the gust front that I've talked about. So the gusty winds are pushed out ahead of the heavy rain. The heavy rain now right over downtown Dallas, the leading edge of that, down into the DeSoto area, Dallas and Ellis counties with that threat for damaging winds. And, of course, there's very heavy rain as well. And now into Navarro counties. as the south end of that line really begins to blast eastward. This whole line moving east at about 45 miles per hour. Here's part of the high-definition radar for that, and here's that outflow boundary I was talking about. The rain-cooled air is pushing away from the core of the rain that is right over downtown Dallas right now, and maybe that sometimes suggests that this part of the line is beginning to weaken a little bit, but that part of the gust front is still connected down here near the Red Oak area, and so interesting things we can learn always by looking at the Doppler radar. Lighter rain, often when these first thunderstorms go up, they push so much air upward that it has to come falling back down. It's left behind and falls back down. So we're getting this trailing, what we call stratiform rain, steadier rain over the Keller, the Fort Worth areas that is still falling, and that's what you're seeing right here. Lots of lightning with a leading line, but this is sort of fallout residue, if you will, not as active in production of lightning. So tracking all of this out, where the strong wind gusts are near the leading edge of this line, coming up now toward Plano, and then Greenville about 9:23, running away from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, Sulphur Springs at about 10 o'clock. So taking a look then farther down the line, it goes into Waco, goes in past Killeen, but then this part of the line, little mini Bo Echo in there that is really charging itself now, even maybe some golf ball size hail charging its way toward Austin and across Blanco and Hayes counties. Take a look at this. I've timed this one out, and it may be taking a little bit of a turn to the left, might clip the Austin area, but as it's going right now, or has been going, coming down to this area just south of the Austin area, Lakeway 857. So still some strong winds out there across Dallas area, and maybe beginning to become more of a threat down near the Austin areas. Nick, Jennifer?
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. And of course, in addition to the damaging wind threat, we also have all that dangerous lightning out there, and it has really been flashing around the Dallas region right now. We've seen it on our tower cam, and we're going to watch this. Of course, it's being obscured now. There's the lightning. Being obscured by the heavy rainfall. Heavy rain has been a big problem back toward the west of Dallas, where we have numerous flash flood warnings and even reports now of some water over roadways.
And on the right of your screen, you can see real-time lightning, and a lot of it, the numerous flashes seem to be just west of downtown, out towards or north up into University Park. But again, lightning, gusty winds, and some very heavy rainfall from this. You can follow the path of that thunderstorm as it takes it all the way into the southern half of Dallas County, down towards Waxahachie and Enos. A lot of lightning here across the southern half of this thunderstorm, all the way towards Corsicana. Again, it's coming towards you in Corsicana. And now let's go up into Oklahoma, where we've also been looking east of Oklahoma City for a few thunderstorms, but it's also been to the west, in the western part of the state, and out towards Elk City. We have had reports of that strong thunderstorm with some nickel-sized hail was covering the highway there just to the west of Elk City. So again, a lot of hail with these thunderstorms out near the Texas state line. There you can see into Elk City, that strong thunderstorm not moving very quickly as it goes through, with the potential for more hail to come your way.
1 3/4 inch hail there at Elk City, golf ball size hail coming down. So that's going to be one of the big threats there, in addition to a damaging wind threat. The damaging wind reports are coming in here and there. We've had some thunderstorm wind gusts around Shawnee, measured with a handheld instrument near Fire Lake Casino, up above 55 miles per hour. So not quite as strong as down southward toward the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, but strong enough that we could see tree branches down. That is going to be a big problem. And of course, there's lots of lightning out there with this storm as well.
And there is a severe thunderstorm watch still issued for you in Oklahoma City as we get into the 2 o'clock time frame during the overnight hours. So we're going to still watch this area for the threat for some strong gusty winds and damaging, or strong severe thunderstorms with damaging winds. Now we're up just towards the southern half of Kansas, and here we have a strong thunderstorm. Looks like it's pretty close to Wichita. And again, watch out for the gusty winds and the hail here.
Sumner County under those warnings, and there's the hail reports with this thunderstorm too. It looks like some pretty prolific hail here, hail size perhaps over 2 inches. So watch out for golf ball size hail that could do some damage here around the Wellington, Kansas area south of Wichita.
And we're going to continue to bring you this coverage of the thunderstorms. Right after a short break, we'll head back to Dallas and have another look at those thunderstorms.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Hello?
You did?
Will you tell me?
You really?
Ding dong.
Oh, the pizza's here. Hey, come on in.
Right.
Whoa! Lose the sneakers, pal. Kind of a thing.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn.
Sorry.
Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today.
Bye now.
True Green. Live life outside.
Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green. Live life outside.
I always dreamed of coming here. When my asthma symptoms returned, my doctor prescribed Dulera to help prevent them.
Dulera is for patients 12 and older whose asthma is not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Dulera will not replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms.
A 6-month clinical study has shown Dulera helps significantly improve lung function.
Dulera contains formoterol, which increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Dulera is not for people whose asthma is well controlled with a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Dulera and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Dulera more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor about Dulera.
Are you sending your kids to school with an allergy medicine that may make them drowsy? Only Children's Claritin provides non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief.
And it's the #1 pediatrician recommended non-drowsy brand.
In class and out, your kids can live Claritin Clear.
Who needs a witness when you set the world in motion? The full line of Ram ProMaster vans and the all-new Ram ProMaster City, purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
I went to Ancestry.com, but I thought, I'm not going to make it very far. And then it happened. I got a leaf. I could actually see my grandfather's draft card from World War I. And it all started with my first leaf.
It's the Suit and Tie event now at Men's Warehouse. Select suits are on sale for $199.99. All ties, 3 for $75. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Only at Men's Warehouse.
This year, make every amazing despicable. Wizarding second of your vacation count by staying where the adventure never ends. Come with me now. 2 theme parks, spectacular resort hotels, more epic than ever. Don't just vacation. Come with me now. Vacation like you mean it. Universal Orlando Resort. Go big with hotel rooms starting at just $139 per night, and kids stay free.
We come by almost every day to deliver your mail.
So if you have any packages you want to return, you should just give them to us.
Since we're going to be here anyway, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Okay, listen up. I'm reworking the menu. Mayo, corn dogs, you are so out of here.
The complete balanced nutrition of great tasting Ensure. 24 vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and 9 grams of protein.
Ensure, nutrition in charge.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? The Weather Channel just gave them their own TV show.
It's gonna be awesome!
Sunday nights.
Come on, Wind! I think I just made Mother Nature my
One man's trash.
This is perfect!
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
This is incredible!
Failure's not an option.
Oh, yeah, it is.
We got a problem, Houston!
Brainstormers, Sunday nights at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
From Florida to California, it's open season on America's most destructive invasive species, the feral hog. An estimated 6 million wild hogs are wreaking havoc in 39 states, and nearly half have overrun Texas. The hogs do so much ecological and economic damage, Texas encourages hunting to fight the invasion.
I was setting up my tree stand, waiting on the sun to come up.
That's when he spotted it.
It looked like a cow coming. and the deer ran off.
The deer knew what was coming. A 760-pound wild hog. Winston shot his crossbow.
And he expired just the other side of those trees. I'm gonna have him mounted and put him on the wall.
The ecosystem didn't evolve.
Can you hear that? That's the sound of the wind gusts at Reunion Tower in Dallas. That's where our camera is right now. You can't see Reunion Tower because the camera is on the tower, but you can also hear the very windy conditions. And some of these wind gusts have been damaging wind gusts in the Dallas-Fort Worth area this evening.
And a restaurant sits on top of that tower. That's the circle ball that you see sometimes when you're in the Dallas area. Oh, just amazing to watch as this big thunderstorm is sitting right over the city of Dallas. A lot of lightning with this, but the main concern has been the strong gusty winds. We've had reports of 70-mile-an-hour winds just north of Dallas within the past 5 minutes around Allen. The wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. So look up there into McKinney as well as into Princeton and Wiley for those strong winds to get to you any minute.
We continue to break into your regularly scheduled programming to bring you the latest on these thunderstorms that have been affecting areas all the way from Oklahoma southward, even into central Texas, and that does include the Dallas-Fort Worth area, as thunderstorms have been producing lightning, damaging winds, some hail reports coming in as well, and a lot of flooding now to the west of Dallas.
Yeah, because once the strong winds go by and the lightning starts to taper off a little bit, the potential for some significant rainfall is going to continue with you for at least a few more hours.
So let's check in with our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, now in the lab and talk about the gusty winds and what we still could see from this line of thunderstorms that seems to be holding up pretty well, Dr. Forbes.
Yeah, it really is. We've just had a gust of 69 mile per hour measured in Allen, Texas. That's in Collin County, Texas. So this line really continues with very heavy rain, lightning, and strong damaging winds. From the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, the line continues almost solid now, all the way down into the Austin area where we have severe thunderstorm warnings. There's more thunderstorms up in northwest parts of Oklahoma. Let's focus in on the Dallas area and areas to the east now, as it really is moving out of Denton County into Collin County. That's where we've had in Allen the 69 mile per hour wind gusts right there. You see it, Allen, McKinney, Plano. So the winds are still there. And then that line continues. Strong wind gusts are under the heaviest rain cores and just out on the leading edge of them. That goes down into from Dallas County into Kaufman and Rockwall counties, and then continuing down to the south into Navarro County. So the damaging winds here and there in many counties along the way. I've given you the high definition radar here. I wanted to show you this little outflow boundary. The rain and the rain cooled air has pushed ahead of the cores of heaviest rain in the area east of the downtown Dallas region. And if you also look very closely here, you can see a little line that goes across there, and that is one of my favorite slices. I'll tilt this up into the vertical and show you the whole structure of this complicated storm system. I'm tilting it up there. You can see west is at the left now and east is at the right. That little gust front that I was talking about is right in here. It doesn't show up very high. What you have here is then the main body, the main core of the thunderstorm, and then the anvil that goes way out ahead of the storm. And then some of the inflow to that storm and some of the updrafts of the storm have pushed up enough rain that now has to start to slowly settle out of the sky. And so a few minutes ago you heard me talk about a trailing stratiform rain area. Well, that's that big rain area there. It's even wider than the main body of the thunderstorm rain. So there's your three-dimensional structure, or two-dimensional structure, if you will, the anvil that goes out ahead of the storm, the main thunderstorm rain cores, and then this trailing stuff that's falling out of the sky from having been thrust upward and now has to come back down as the squall line outran it off to the east. So there's that trailing stratiform. There's the main body that's producing the updraft and the heaviest rain, and the gust front out ahead of that with lots of lightning as well, especially down near the Corsicana area. Just timing out these strong wind gusts right about Plano right now. Terrell about 9:19, Sulphur Springs about 10:12 as this line continues off toward the east. The line continues past Waco now down into the area north and west of Austin, where it has built itself a little mini bow echo, only about a county wide or so, and that has working its way fast, 45 miles per hour to the east-southeast across Blanco, Hayes, and Travis counties toward the Austin area. Austin, right at the moment, you're not under warning, but it's pretty clear you're going to need to be. That lavender core there, 1-inch hail or bigger, and this thing moving very fast, so that is going to come into your area. And so I've timed that one out. Austin coming to you about 9:18 as it rolls in from the north and west. So with some backlighting of the lightning, you may see a shelf cloud coming your way as well. And we still have this big spinning upper low that's continuing to spin additional storms from Nebraska all the way down into parts of Texas. Jennifer, Nick?
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. If you're just joining us, we are continuing to break into your regularly scheduled programming to bring you the latest on severe weather. And that line extends from Oklahoma down into central Texas and includes the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
And you can hear the strong winds and the rainfall just continuing to pound Dallas. This is live right now over the city from Reunion Tower as we look over the city with the heavy rainfall coming through.
Stay with us. We will continue our coverage right after a short break.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Thanks to this Oreo caramel shake, Kara.
Caramel for Kara. That makes sense.
And Janine for peanut butter.
I don't get it. Why?
Because she reminds me of my ex-girlfriend, Janine, who was nuts.
25 real ice cream shakes, all half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
If you take multiple medications, a dry mouth can be a common side effect. That's why there's Biotene. It comes in oral rinse, spray, or gel, so there's moisturizing relief for everyone. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
You guys, I think she's here. She's here.
Is that her?
No, Valerie said she's driving a Buick.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is
nice.
Now get sign and drive leases across the entire 2015 Buick lineup. Like this Buick Encore for around $199 per month on vehicles in stock the longest.
You do know the experts at Midas will tell you what needs fixing now and what can wait, right? Like, I don't know, brakes?
Of course I do.
One of the best things about driving is being able to stop. Get up to $100 back by mail on a 2-axle brake service. Brakes, tires, oil, everything.
Today, you brighten the room. A gallon of paint? Check. Drop cloths? Check. Painter's tape? Check. Rollers and trays? Check. And check.
Wow. Looks nice.
Caribbean blue.
You mean Caribbean? Caribbean.
Agreeing on a color? Done. With everything you need for a makeover at Walmart's low prices you can trust every day, what project will you take on?
Everything has been building towards this moment. Who will melt under the pressure? 16 teams, 1 champion. The Stanley Cup Playoffs on the networks of NBC Universal.
Habitat for Humanity of Palm Beach County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing people together to build safe, decent, affordable housing to serve low-income and hardworking families in our community. You can help Habitat's mission through home sponsorship, monetary donations, volunteering, or by donating sellable household items and building supplies to our restores. You can learn more at habitatpbc.org.
Take the roar out of snore. Yet another innovation only at a Sleep Number store.
The state of Texas is the epicenter of an animal invasion. Its wild hog population has soared above 2.5 million, causing widespread crop damage and driving up the cost of food across America. The only solution could be a toxic bait and a state-of-the-art killing machine smart enough to feed it to hogs and hogs alone. It's called HAM, the Hog Annihilation Machine.
HAM works by listening. It is programmed to identify vocalizations of feral pigs, and we get these pigs habituated to feeding here to where they expect it. Then we activate the machine, it closes the doors, and it now activates these microphones that you see.
We continue to break into your regular programming here this evening on the Weather Channel to bring you the latest on a line of thunderstorms that has been moving through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And if you listen closely, you can hear the wind sound there from the Reunion Tower in downtown Dallas.
Well, we've had reports across the area throughout the Metroplex of wind speeds up to 60 to even 70 miles an hour. So we've had numerous reports of tree branches being knocked down, even some power outages, some power flashes because of the strong gusty winds out ahead of the intense rain that we're still getting over the city.
And one report of actually a church steeple collapsing in these damaging winds up north of the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Denton County, that in Trophy Club, that's across the northern half of Tarrant County. Got some strong gusty winds. We want to show you video from Arlington, Texas. That's right in between Dallas and Fort Worth. Earlier tonight, everybody had to go indoors because they had a concert going on for the country music, the award show that's going tomorrow night. It's going to be live in Cowboy Stadium. But this tonight was Party for a Cause, a big event that was going on at Global Life Park. That's where the Texas Rangers play. Well, everybody was there to see a concert, and they had to go to Plan B as these strong winds moved in, these gusty winds, and all this heavy rainfall. No reports if the concert's back on because, Nick, we're still concerned with lingering lightning strikes, and obviously never good to sit out there with lightning around you. Yeah, and the rain probably still falling there as well, but rain, of course, was the least of their worries as those damaging winds came through, and of course the dangerous lightning too. So awaiting the restart of that concert. Hopefully they can get that going again. You know, there's obviously a lot of weekend events going on here in many cities along the I-35 corridor, even down toward Austin, Texas. Those folks there need to be kind of packing up in the same way and getting inside.
That's right. Because before the big thunderstorms come into Austin, they're just to the west of you out towards Dripping Springs and Travis Lake. Before they come in, you're going to notice the strong winds. And those winds could reach up to 70 miles an hour. So that's why you certainly need to get into some shelter immediately, not right when the rain hits.
That's right. You might have the app on the phone there and say, well, the line of thunderstorms really well back toward the west. Yeah, you know, even though it might be, those winds could be ahead of that and do some damage like they have been doing here around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Look at the reports that continue to come in. Flash flooding reports, particularly Fort Worth and westward. We've got hail reports, not large hail around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I think we've seen at least pea-size, marble size, maybe a few stray golf ball reports here and there.
And we're continuing to get that heavy rainfall as this storm system moves through. This is the latest look at the radar. Now it's going to the east of you in Dallas, to Kaufman, to Rockwall counties. That's where we're going to watch out for the strong gusty winds. There's a downtown look of Dallas. You can see all of the heaviest rain is out towards Mesquite and over into the Garland area. A lot of lightning with this over towards Balch Springs as well. Look down into Seagoville for a lot of lightning. You can see it follows right down 45 into Corsicana. And we are getting still a lot of wind to report with this strong thunderstorm threat as it pushes off towards the east. So Rockwall, you're getting it right now. Then up into Greenville, and into Commerce and Sulphur Springs. And now, Nick, we're going to go south and look at that strong thunderstorm just to the west of you in Austin.
And this could have some damaging winds as well. You know, this line of thunderstorms has really held up for about 3 hours now, Jennifer, and it shows really no signs of abating. There's the hail size. We can sort of estimate the size of the hail here on our Doppler radar. 2.5-inch hail possible, hail size over an inch in this area as the thunderstorms push toward Austin.
No weather force on Earth can match the power of tornadoes.
Holy!
They can come without warning.
Go to the right, go to the right. I could see that guardrail, and that's the last thing I remember.
Thrusting people into conditions that science says are nearly impossible to survive.
A vehicle offers virtually no protection.
But some desperate decisions during a moment of crisis.
It was just a last-minute thought.
Turn a tornado's capacity to destroy into a force that can transform a life.
I felt like I got a second chance at life.
These are the stories of ordinary people who beat extraordinary odds. May 31st, 2013. One of the largest tornadoes in recorded history tears through Oklahoma.
It's on the ground, it's on the ground.
All across the country, meteorologists like Dr. Greg Forbes are tracking the killer storm.
The El Reno tornado grew to a width of about 2.6 miles wide, carved out about a 16-mile path.
Everybody just go, just keep going if you can.
We know the winds were close to 300 miles per hour, so this was one of the strongest tornadoes on record.
Holy!
Assistant Fire Chief Mike Carlin of Weatherford, Oklahoma, knows they are in for a rough day.
The guys were checking their gear, making sure that they had everything ready so that at the moment's notice they would be ready to go down the road and try to help someone.
The fire department is prepared for the worst. But for people like Mark Mullinax, who live in Tornado Alley, it was just another stormy day.
Living here, you don't take it serious, and that's terrible to say, but to a point, you don't. You know, you just always think it's never going to hit me. There's no way.
Tornado season in Oklahoma.
It is 9 o'clock Central Time, and we are looking at strong thunderstorms across North Texas. Here's a live look at a view of Fort Worth. Things are a lot calmer now than it was an hour ago. We're still, though, seeing a lot of heavy rainfall coming through Cowtown, and now that rain is continuing into Dallas. Big line of thunderstorms moved across the Metroplex. It's still pushing over Dallas as it pushes towards the east of town, but we've had numerous reports of wind gusts, wind doing some damage. There you can see on the bottom of the screen, Dallas just lighting up because of the numerous lightning strikes.
We could see more damaging wind reports east of Dallas now. The reports continue to come in from around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, though we've noticed that the wind gusts, the massive wind gusts that we saw earlier in the 60 to 70 mile per hour range, coming down just a little bit now, more like the 45 to 50 mile per hour range. So still very windy, and that's enough to, you know, bring some branches down, but maybe not as much as we saw earlier.
And earlier it was over into Fort Worth. In fact, let's show you how things looked in the city with all the lightning coming in, and you can see this big monstrous cloud moving in. You can also hear the thunder as this big wall of rain and wall of that cloud come in out ahead of it, that shelf cloud rolling in. This was just a few minutes ago, or a few hours ago, over into Fort Worth when the initial line was moving in.
Yeah, this line has really held up for the last 2 or 3 hours here. So let's go to our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, and find out if we see any signs that it's weakening at all. What do you think?
I do think, Nick, that it is gradually weakening. One evidence of that is that it's kind of slowed down. When I first started talking about it, it was going 55 miles per hour. Now it's going probably about 40, 45 miles per hour. So the gust still could be 45 to 60 mile per hour in it, but not probably up into that 80 mile per hour range that we may have had a little bit earlier. It's over now to the east and southeast parts of the Dallas metro area. The line as a whole goes all the way down past Waco into the area north and west of Austin, where it's a little mini bow, much smaller than the feature that's gone through the Dallas metroplex, is coming very rapidly now toward the Austin area. So you'll get some hail and damaging winds in Austin pretty soon. I'll time that out in just a moment. But we still have that Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex area storm now coming through Collin County with damaging winds and maybe some 1-inch hail coming across east of Plano. We did have a 69 mile per hour gust there a little while ago in Allen in that area. Kaufman and Rockwall counties, you have severe thunderstorm warnings also for the winds coming into you. That's east of Dallas. And then south and east of Dallas, a number of counties, including Navarro County. And then just off to the east of that, we have the county of Henderson County that has been newly warned. So we are going to continue to have that threat. The main line of thunderstorms with the most of the lightning in that. But then, as I've been talking about, the main thunderstorm area has pushed up some moisture into the atmosphere, and it falls out behind, and occasionally we're getting, even in that trailing rain, some cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. So we'll have to wait 30 minutes before you see the last lightning strike before you're safe to go outside, to be absolutely safe. Timing out the leading edge of this heavy rain and wind coming into Terrell right around now, Greenville, Sulphur Springs, 9:30 to 10:16, Mount Pleasant, 11:11. It probably will keep that gusty threat that long. Then some of these storms are gusting out. You see that little green line that's coming out ahead of the storms, but it trails back in and still connected to this little mini bow that's coming into the Austin area. There you see it. So where that fails to get ahead of the line, it means that's where the active thunderstorms are still growing. And Hays and Travis counties coming right up now to the doorstep of Austin, you have severe thunderstorm warning. At times there's been some little white cores in there, maybe golf ball size hail. So coming into Austin about 9:19 and then continuing off toward the east-southeast, as you see in that white box there. Right now, big hail core up around the Lakeway area. Austin, you're right here, so it is not very far away. It's beginning to put out its own gust front, but in the meantime, it has strong gusty winds that are coming toward the Austin area. I'll show you the winds here. Pretty solid core, not the 80 mile per hour kind, but probably some 60 mile per hour wind gusts there. And I've taken a slice through that storm. Massive hail core, inflow coming in, the anvil coming out that side, and then there's some of that trailing precipitation that I've been talking about. So much rain gets lifted up aloft that it takes a while to fall out of the sky behind the storm. The big hail falls in closer, and there could be some golf ball size hail being suspended in there. So Nick and Jennifer, while some of the worst weather is going away from the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex, it's coming in and coming in fast to the Austin area. I hope everyone there is moving indoors real quick. Nick, Jennifer?
Boy, I certainly hope so. And of course, with the weekend going on, a lot of people are outside.
Yeah, great city to be outside in, and of course in Austin with temperatures today up around 70 degrees. But we can still see a few folks out in the streets here in Austin, probably down there on 6th Street, enjoying themselves. If you have a friend that you know is out, give them a text message real quick and say, get indoors in Austin, because that line of thunderstorms is just off to your west.
There is a warning for Hays and Travis counties right now. You need to look out around Lago Vista, Lakeway, and Shady Hollow. This warning goes until 9:15 as those thunderstorms move toward the Austin area, now inundating the Dripping Springs region there, and there could be some large hail and damaging winds with this. Even out ahead of the storm, we could see some gusty winds. Be safe.
I'm here to test myself.
This is really pushing my limits.
I'll see you on the other side.
It's the moment of truth right here.
Naked and Afraid, Discovery's groundbreaking hit, returns Sunday at 10.
Look like this, feel like this. Look like this, feel like this. With DreamWalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. DreamWalk.
Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer. But not everyone can say they're the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts, glory, Ram.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a vitamin verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended letter vitamin brand.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so we could, mess with the world.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Drives down the lane. Beautiful.
Oh, come on.
To the big man underneath.
Come on, it was in the pink there.
Puts it up off the glass and it's in for 2.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn. Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green, live life outside.
Not all toothbrushes are created equal. Oral-B toothbrushes are engineered with end-rounded bristles so brushing doesn't scratch gums, and angled perfectly to remove 90% of plaque for a healthier smile. Trust the brand more dentists and hygienists use. Oral-B.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
And it just hit us.
is back.
This is just the...
The Molinax family survives the El Reno tornado, only to find they can't get their shelter door open. They throw a cell phone outside in hopes that their text for help would go through. But as they wait, a second tornado strikes.
You can feel the ground rumble, your ears popped, but it was nothing compared to that first one. The lightning started seconds after that tornado went over. About every 10 seconds, strike and boom at the same time right on top of us, and it lasted for at least an hour.
We could see the bolts hitting the ground. It was pretty scary.
Lightning carries an electrical charge ranging from 100 million to 1 billion volts, enough to easily kill anyone hit. Mark's greatest fear is that a lightning bolt would strike their metal storm shelter, electrocuting him and his family.
Our shelter is all steel, and our seats, they are built out of, like 2x4s, 2x6s, and they're covered in carpet. And I made the kids and my wife get their feet on another one and hold onto their knees and keep their backs off of that steel. That was really scary.
As the Molinax family holds on and hopes for help, their prayers are answered above ground. Against the odds, a family member receives Marla's text and runs to the fire station to get help. Assistant Fire Chief Mike Carlin and his team race over to what is left of the Molinax home.
What was on top of the shelter would have been the roof portion of the home, and it was just collapsed. We got down in to where we thought the shelter was and actually uncovered a little bit of debris and found the door to the shelter.
Just out of the blue, we heard somebody hollering, and we started hollering.
Finally, contact with the outside world. The firefighters bring in their equipment, and eventually, they are able to remove the debris, and Assistant Fire Chief Carlin gets the door free.
He reached down and no more with a finger slid that door open.
It was such a relief coming out of there, but at the same time, it was such a disaster. There was nothing left. It was very shocking.
With wind speeds of 295 miles per hour, the 2.6-mile-wide tornado causes nearly $40 million in damages and kills 8 people. The Molinax house is destroyed, but they have survived a tornado of epic proportions.
The first responders, they saved our lives that night.
I just hope that people continue to stay prepared. If we're going to live here, we've got to be prepared for these type of events.
I've never been an artist, but if I could, I would pencil out what we looked like under the cellar with the roof, and then just a bunch of angels above us.
The Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety will provide an in-depth look at the science behind how the Mullinax family survived the El Reno, Oklahoma tornado. Chief Engineer Tim Reinhold is an expert on the deadly power of airborne debris.
We recreate a large number of different natural hazards. High winds, hurricane, wind-driven water, ember attacks from wildfire.
Today, Reinhold and his team will simulate the movement of debris inside the Mullinax home during the tornado using a wind machine, a typical room of a home, and a test dummy.
We're going to look at what happens when someone is caught in a room, the tornado's right on top of them, they try to duck behind a piece of furniture.
With everything in place, the wind machine revs up to 180 miles per hour. But the El Reno tornado also brought with it a torrent of debris. Here, a piece of wood, the most common tornado debris, is enough to turn the window into a potentially lethal projectile.
When it came in, it really sailed across the room, impacted the bed, it left shards embedded in the wood of the bed, cut slices in the sheetrock behind there, and anything that's in its way would be embedded with glass shards.
The extreme wind velocity, combined with flying debris, turned the interior of the Mullinax home into a virtual death trap. And that's before it collapsed and buried the sliding shelter door.
If you've got a storm shelter, obviously that's where you want to be. If you've got a basement, you want to be down there and out of the direct action of the wind and the debris. You want to put as many walls between you and the storm as you possibly can.
For the Mullinax family, the good fortune of owning a home with a storm shelter and the rapid decision to move into it saved their lives. Next, a man must do the impossible to save the love of his life.
It was about 250 pounds. I lifted it up like it was a piece of paper.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, some clouds, low 74. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 91. Chance of rain 40%. Sunday night, scattered thunderstorms. Low 75. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Oh no. Can you fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that. I wanted a car that could handle anything. I fixed it! That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
The 2015 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
Our oath isn't an empty gesture. It's the heart and soul of Terminix Nation. The Terminix Ultimate Protection Guarantee. A vow that we kill every termite in your home. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
If you're a cat, you ignore people. It's what you do. Come on. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Go on, kitty.
Habitat for Humanity of Palm Beach County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing people together to build safe, decent, affordable housing to serve low-income and hardworking families in our community. You can help Habitat's mission through home sponsorship, monetary donations, volunteering, or by donating sellable household items and building supplies to our restores. You can learn more at habitatpbc.org.
When you're diabetic, one of the important things about keeping yourself healthy is keeping your skin hydrated.
Gold Bond Diabetics Dry Skin Relief. 9 out of 10 saw noticeable improvement in just 1 hour. Dry skin is under control.
Gold Bond really works.
Many prescriptions can cause dry mouth. ACT Dry Mouth Mouthwash and new toothpaste relieve dry mouth symptoms with soothing formulas that strengthen teeth and freshen breath. ACT, stronger teeth and dry mouth relief. To soothe dry mouth on the go, try ACT Dry Mouth Lozenges.
April 2011, one of the largest tornado outbreaks in history, lasts for 4 days, sweeping from Texas all the way to New York.
It just touched the ground.
On April 27th alone, 200 tornadoes touched down.
A very strong tornado vortex signature.
One of them is an EF4 that devastates Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
The tornado that hit Tuscaloosa went on to carve a path about 81 miles long, and it was up to a mile wide at times. Very fast, more than 50 miles per hour.
It began as a normal day in the college town of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Robert Reed has no idea his life is about to change forever.
April 27, 2011 was like any other day. I was working in the trailer park.
Dallas-Fort Worth area hard hit by thunderstorms with damaging winds this evening. Heavy rain has been causing flooding problems back toward the west of Dallas. If you're just joining us, we have been following these thunderstorms for the last several hours as they have been making their way in a line that extends all the way from Oklahoma down into central Texas, slowly moving toward the east with more damaging winds and flood threats.
And although we've been watching this line of thunderstorms for hours now, it kind of caught a few people off guard across the Metroplex. And with that heavy rain, well, first the gusty winds and then the lightning and then the heavy rain moving through the area. We've had numerous reports of damage, and we can actually show you here into Crowley of a woman who was out shopping and caught a little bit by surprise.
It's not raining that badly. What are you doing? I got in the car. Oh my God. Dude!
Yeah. Oh my. That is a look at how things were a few hours ago, well to the south of Fort Worth in the city of Crowley. She was inside shopping, you know, in her own world, I'm sure. And then she gets outside and she's like, what is going on?
Yeah, that was before the heavy rain hits. Not raining yet, but boy, oh boy, you can feel those winds ahead of the rain.
Well, we are still watching this line of intense thunderstorms. It's now getting close to the city of Austin as it's moving in from the west.
At Lake Travis, we've had reports of hen egg-size hail and wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. Our Dr. Greg Forbes is in the lab watching these thunderstorms bearing down upon the capital city. Greg, what are we seeing right now?
Yeah, if it were daylight there in Austin, they'd be shuddering to see what was coming in there. I'll show you one of my MRIs that I've reconstructed what the storm would look like in just a minute. But here's that big line of thunderstorms all the way from the Red River there at the Oklahoma border. It is past now east of Dallas, and it continues down into the Austin area where it got a little mini bow, a stronger storm in the line that is blasting now right into the Austin metro area. Take a look. There it is. Most of the line of thunderstorms is gusted out. It's got little outflow boundaries ahead of it, but it still connects right into the Austin area. Travis County, you're under severe thunderstorm warning. There's that outflow boundary right back to the active part of the storm, and then its own outflow boundary. So you know it has strong winds, probably over 60 miles per hour, and has had, as Nick said, 2-inch hail, and that is blasting right into Austin right now. Timing this out, Austin, you're getting hit at the moment, and then continuing to the Elgin area, about 9:49, the Camp Spring areas that heads off toward the east and east-southeast at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. Taking a look at the high-resolution radar, you can see that well-shaped bow echo that's blasting in there, and then some of the gust front that's coming out from that. There was a line of showers out ahead of that as well. All of that lavender, by the way, is likely to be 1 inch or larger hail. That as that came through here, there was that 2-inch hail. So a dangerous storm there. Let me, you can see at the left, there is the It is turned to rain very rapidly there in the Austin area as that line of storms has moved right on in. So winds and especially very heavy torrential rain, and of course we'll be seeing a lot of lightning, maybe some hail come down as that line of storms is coming through the Austin area. We'll continue to monitor that for a few moments, and then we'll come back to the radar. So I told you that I was going to show you that menacing. If you could have seen this visually, you would have shuddered. There was some showers out ahead of this. Let me slide this around. This is what I call an MRI. What you'd be seeing here would be these anvil coming in. There's a big overshooting top, and then this wall of clouds coming your way. And if you were flying in a low-level aircraft, you could see the overhang of the anvil coming in here, the wall of clouds coming up, and then I've sliced it through so you could see what was hiding inside the clouds. There's a classic slice through of the anvil coming out, the overshooting top, the anvil coming out the other side, and hail coming down with that warm, moist updraft coming up here, and the anvil coming out like that. So that's about as textbook as you can get on the three-dimensional structure of a bow echo coming into the Austin area. Dangerous, dangerous storms there. You want to be inside and protect yourself from the lightning threat. Don't touch any appliances. Don't touch any of the plumbing, and keep away from the windows. There could be wind-blown hail coming in, especially from the north and west. These storms are continuing to roll across east of Dallas now. Henderson County maybe is the one that will have the strongest winds at this point, but there's still some strong winds that are going across all of that Dallas metro area, east of Dallas, from Greenville to Mount Pleasant and on to the east. So Nick and Jennifer, a busy night, and boy, I hope everybody is safe in these metro areas.
Thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. Things have really gone downhill just in the last 2 or 3 minutes in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, in fact, since we've been on the air, we weren't seeing that heavy rain, but now looking live in downtown Austin, oh, that rain is really coming down. And again, if you're not inside, you need to get to the indoors quickly, because here's a look at the three-dimensional view of the high cloud tops with that heavy thunderstorm.
We'll take a short break, be right back.
Look like this, feel like this, look like this, feel like this. With DreamWalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. DreamWalk.
I always dreamed of coming here. When my asthma symptoms returned, my doctor prescribed Dulera to help prevent them.
Dulera is for patients 12 and older whose asthma is not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Dulera will not replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms.
A 6-month clinical study has shown Dulera helps significantly improve lung function.
Dulera contains formoterol, which increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Dulera is not for people whose asthma is well controlled with a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Dulera and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Dulera more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor about Dulera.
25,000 mornings, give or take, is all we humans get. We spend them on treadmills, we spend them in traffic, and if we get lucky, really lucky, it dawns on us to go spend them in a world where a simple sunrise can still be magic. 25,000 mornings. Make sure some of them are pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
You want me to pick just one? Yeah, right. I say if it looks tasty, order it. Because at Red Lobster's Create Your Own Seafood Trio, I can have it all. Choose 3 of 9 dishes for just $15.99. Like the creamy baked lobster Alfredo, and the sizzling brown butter shrimp scampi, and fresh soy ginger salmon topped with sweet pineapple salsa. I could go on, but there are 3 things on one plate waiting for me, and I'd rather just go, wouldn't you? But hurry, it can't last forever.
this kind of confidence? At your Ford dealer, that's where. Our expert trained technicians, state-of-the-art technology, and warranted parts keep your vehicle running right. It's no wonder we sold more than 3.5 million tires last year. And during the big tire event, get a $120 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires.
Smile, Kevin. Spring? Well, flowers are for girls. Come on. I'm gonna go check on the flowers. Thought flowers were for girls. Yeah, they are.
Take on the joys of spring with low prices you can trust every day at Walmart.
On April 27, 2011, an EF4 tornado rips through Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Robert Reed's mobile home is hit, and his family is thrown from the trailer. His fiancée, April, is buried beneath an air conditioning system. In a feat of superhuman strength, he pulls it off of her. But it is too late.
We realized that she was dead. It was the most terrifying thing of my life. I didn't know what to do. I was like, Mom, wake up. God, please bring back my mom. After that, it's like God just put breath in her body, and like you could just see her like, and she just did like that, and she just woke up.
April is alive for the moment. She is suffering from major head trauma. They need to get her to a hospital, and for that,
Strong thunderstorm moving right into Austin. This is a live look at the downtown area, and you can see all the rain coming down. We've had a lot of lightning with this, as well as numerous reports when it was just off to the west of hail out towards Lakeway and Dripping Springs. We had hail up to the size of eggs, so some strong conditions with this system as it's moving across the capital city. There you can see in just the last few seconds a new lightning strike with this. Now this thunderstorm is sitting right over downtown Austin, but it is pushing off towards the east, and we certainly want you to be into some safe shelter immediately because of the threat of the strong winds and the hail as well as the lightning. Let's give you a different perspective on this storm, and go over to Nick.
All right, thanks so much, Jennifer. And we want to show you on the radar what's been going on with this thunderstorm. First of all, the warning here for Travis County. This includes Austin, Lago Vista, and Lakeway as these thunderstorms come through. We've already had wind gusts up to around 60 miles per hour reported right in Austin. And back toward Lake Travis, wind gusts almost that much, above 50 miles per hour. So wind, a big problem with these thunderstorms this evening. Numerous storm reports, particularly back toward the west now as these thunderstorms have rumbled through. As these storms just now are coming into Austin, we'll probably get more reports right around the city. Hail, 19 reports of them. Thunderstorm wind gust, 2 reports, at least 2, and they keep coming in. And of course, you can see on the live picture there the rain that has been torrential around the Austin area. Austin's a great town for outdoor activities. They've got the Austin Reggae Festival that's been going on tonight. Hopefully, everybody got to safety before these thunderstorms moved in, because not only are we seeing the damaging winds and hail threat, but also the lightning threat too. We've got these echo tops about 41,000 feet. Earlier, the thunderstorms went a little bit higher, up to around 46,000, but down to 41,000. That is still incredibly impressive. Look at the size of this from the base up toward the top, 41,000 feet. That is one tall thunderstorm, and in 3D mode here on our Doppler radar, it is very impressive here, right over the city of Austin right now. So no wonder we've got this huge hail threat and the huge damaging wind threat as well. So we'll probably see hail reports continuing to come in of golf ball size hail or more. We're getting just to the east of Austin hail sizes up to nearly an inch right now, and reports coming in even as we speak, of hail that's even been larger than that in some places back toward the west of Austin. So hail is going to be one of those threats, as well as the damaging wind and, of course, the lightning that just is almost continuous at this point around the city of Austin. Once again, on our live picture of Austin, you can see the heavy rainfall. So far, no reports of flash flooding or any water rescues. But you know, the rain has just been so torrential, we very well could see that if it keeps up. So we've got the hail reports, the hail sizes back toward the west of Austin of over an inch, as you can see here around Lost Creek down towards Sunset Valley. And the lightning strikes continuing here on the live picture. Let's look at the forecast hail size, and it could be up to 1.5 inches in diameter. But in fact, back toward the dam there at Lake Travis, we've had reports of about 2 inch in diameter hail. So we might even see bigger hail sizes than that, in addition to all of the other threats. So lots of threats here going on. Lightning strikes have been prolific here. All right, we've got hail coming in from pictures coming in from Austin. Look at the ground covered with what appears to be maybe pea-sized to marble-sized hail here around the Austin, Texas area. And of course, we've had hail reports big enough to do some damage to vehicles, big enough to do damage to windows. So stay away from the windows. Even if you're indoors, stay away. I hope you got your car in the garage. I hope your loved ones are not out and about this evening, but inside a sturdy building where they are. We've got the hail. We've got lightning. Numerous reports of lightning here around Austin. Boy, this line of thunderstorms has really been covering a lot of ground here. And in the last, say, 15 minutes or so, we've seen 50, 60, 70 lightning strikes just in that short amount of time. So when thunder roars, go indoors. No place is safe outside during a thunderstorm. And wait a half an hour after you hear the last thunderbolt or see the last lightning strike before